I'm worried that Trump is on the edge of creating a civil war. He alluded to it more than once.
I don't like clowns.
You live here?
Yes.
Well, maybe you know what a zombie is.
When a person dies and is buried, it seems there are certain voodoo priests who have the power to bring him back to life.
Horrible.
It's worse than horrible because a zombie has no will of his own. You see them sometimes walking around blindly with dead eyes, following orders, not knowing what they do, not caring.
You mean like Democrats?
Any Trump supporters out there? Hello.
If you come into my work with some Donald Trump propaganda on, you're getting harassed. You are getting harassed. I don't make the rules. I just follow them. Harassed. Harassed. Harassed.
Now, here's a fun one. I'm calling out all MAGA supporters. All MAGA supporters. Okay? All the MAGA supporters that want to sit there and talk about people who dye their hair.
Okay, guys, quick update. Insider just told me there is a lot of activity getting ready to go down right now. They are getting people in position as we speak. I had a follower reach out to me regarding the military base that she lives on, and she said that there is a lot of activity there.
Right.
You think that's representative of all American people? No. I mean, Trump didn't even win 50% of the vote. There are more people who voted against him than for him for this election.
This Savannah flight bound for Miami hit turbulence just moments after takeoff, and we're not talking about the skies.
Myself and my friend were talking, we're like, we could have to take this guy down.
Started violently shaking and screaming moments after takeoff. Rosenberg says the crew and passengers initially thought Augustin was having a seizure.
He started stomping his feet violently, like heavily, and screaming. It was kind of a chant. He was talking about devils and possession and
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
The point of this is, all this time, you can see what I have seen all these years. It just keeps going up. It is relentless. And now we're beginning to see the impact in the real world. This is Mount Kilimanjaro more than 30 years ago and more recently. And a friend of mine just came back from Kilimanjaro with a picture he took a couple months ago. Another friend, Lonnie Thompson, studies glaciers. Here's Lonnie with a last sliver of one of the once mighty glaciers. Within the decade, there will be no more snows of Kilimanjaro.
Well, that didn't happen.
We have a great Justice Department. Pam Bondi is so fantastic. We don't want to have crime in the streets. We don't want to have people pushed into subways and killed, and then the person that did the pushing ends up in a 15-year trial and gets off scot-free. We want to have justice, and we want to have safety in our cities as well as our communities. And we'll be talking about immigration. We'll be talking about a lot of things. The complete gamut.
President President Trump's mission was very clear. His directive was make America safe again. That's what we're going to do. No more weaponization. We're going to go back to fighting basic crime, getting these cartels out of our country by securing our borders, prosecuting the worst of the worst, seizing the drugs, which is what President Trump has directed us to do since the second he's been in office, and lock up the violent criminals as long as we can behind bars or seek the death penalty. We are going back to the basics, fighting violent crime, and taking these drugs off the street is the main component of keeping our kids safe.
Yeah, well, thank you for that, because people have been afraid to walk the streets, basically, because there's no accountability. You have to go to the drugstore and find your toothpaste locked up.
Little common sense.
Back to basics. I like it.
Okay, over the last few days, we did not like this. A ton of anti-Trump chaos agents storming buildings and violently damaging Teslas. Senior advisor to President Trump, Elon Musk, says he's received death threats because he wants to downsize the federal government. But according to California Democrat Maxine Waters, President Trump is the one who wants to incite violence and start a war. Here she is.
I'm worried that Trump is on the edge of creating a civil war. He alluded to it more than once. He alluded to the fact that if he did not get reelected, that there could be a civil war. What does Trump expect? Oh, I believe he expects violence. I believe he expects confrontation. I believe he's working toward a civil war.
You are a very bad actor.
Cheddar Man reconstruction was advised by a scientist called Tom Booth, who works with the Natural History Museum. 2017, he worked on a paper with my former university, UCL, where he complains about racists and right-wing people and Brexit, and how geneticists have a duty to try and prevent people from identifying with ancestral populations because that feeds into nationalist narratives. Recently, after all this time of him encouraging black people in the UK to believe Cheddar Man was like them somehow and like part of, like, racially like them or genetically related to them, even though he knows perfectly well that Cheddar Man has no relation to them. He'd made a tweet saying something along the lines, I have to paraphrase, like, now that black people have identified with Cheddar Man is politically black because he's part of their cultural frameworks. Like, you just lied to make them think that, and then you say because they believe the lie, therefore now it has to be true because it's part of their cultural experience of being British and black. So it's completely unscientific. It's so dishonest.
In other words,
An activist?
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase, so catch me if I fall.
It is a messed up world.